Hi there, Starscream back again. Now, not a Transformer review this time, or any other review that I've done before. It's of this little story here that was released with the Metrodome DVD box set. Now, if you wanted to get both parts, you had to get both box sets. So, I have got both box sets, so I can complete the story if you want. But I was just going to review the first comic book if anybody's interested, okay? It's about the Dinobots combining. Now, it's an interesting story. There was a toy released years ago which you kit-bashed all your original Dinobots and made this creation, which is a combined Dinobot. So it's kind of interesting. It raises a few questions, because if Devastator was combined, that was in Season 1 the arch enemy of the Dinobots. Why did the Dinobots not combine? It's quite interesting, actually. Anyway, I'm going to quickly review and show you all that goes on in the first comic book. This will be part 1. If you're interested about knowing what happens, I'll do a part 2, and if not, I'll just erase the whole thing and we'll start again. Alright? Enjoy, I hope you do. Okay, then let's take a look at this little comic book, shall we? Because not everybody's heard of it, and I was quite surprised because it has a really good story, making use of some characters who are already well developed. Now, the backstory to this is that the Decepticons have ambushed the Autobots and they've had no time to mobilise. So they've caught them off guard, and the Autobots, as it says, as battles go, it couldn't be much worse for them. They are completely outflanked, outmanoeuvred, and it appears outnumbered. And as we can see from these shots out of the comic book, I will show them all to you, the Autobots are losing quite badly. And it seems to the Autobots at this time that Grimlock doesn't seem to be pulling his weight. Now, the worst part comes now when Optimus Prime takes a swipe at, I think it's Ramjet, takes him out. This really ticks off Megatron at this time. And he blasts, well actually it's a focus blast on Optimus Prime. Now, for this, Optimus Prime's down now, so as we know, all hope for the Autobots is lost at this time. So as we could see, the Autobots are being completely massacred at this point by the Decepticons. They haven't got a hope in hell. Just Megatron orders that there should be no survivors, and I suppose that goes to reason. That's what Megatron would do if he was winning. Now, at this point, Grimlock starts to think to himself. He feels this urge inside, this calling. He's had it before and he knows what the result could be. But at their present situation, he doesn't know if it warrants what he knows it will entail. Now, he takes another look around, and even his own fellow Dinobots now are being turned on by the Decepticons. So he realises there is absolutely no choice. The calling, the dark side within him, everything that's negative calls out. And he realises that he has no choice. Optimus Prime realises at this point what's going to happen. He calls out no to Grimlock, but Grimlock goes ahead anyway, and he tells all of the Dinobots to unite. Now, at this point, tons of electrical coupling and cabling come springing out of Grimlock and start dragging all of the other Dinobots towards him. Now, they're not necessarily doing this voluntarily. It's not really explained. Judging by the look of the pictures in the little comic book, I would guess that, yes, against their will. And what we see after is an absolute abomination. It's the combined of all 5 Dinobots. Now, unfortunately, in this state, all of their personalities, all of their characters, all of the positive qualities are completely wiped out. And all we're left with is pure and utter rage to kill. And he will attack absolutely anything. Autobots and Decepticons, he's not really too fussed. As we can see from the shot there, he's just stood on Wheeljack. And I think it's another Autobot, although can't quite make it out. Now, at this point, the Decepticons are, I would guess, terrified. So, well, what Transformer would you call on to merge first? Predaking. And you can judge just by there. Kill it, Predaking. And that's all of the Decepticons saying that. So you think Predaking's pretty much unbeatable, isn't he? No, not against this guy. He swipes him in half. Absolutely, without question, killing Predaking by the looks of that. With this, now the Decepticons realise that they're on the defensive. So the other combiners, i.e. Devastator, Menacer, and I think that's Bruticus, isn't it? Yeah? Merge. Now the Decepticons try an aerial assault at this point, resulting in the death of all the Seeker Jets, apparently, minus Starscream, who, if it looks by that picture, manages to just get out scot-free. But that's Starscream. Now, Megatron at this point has got his back turned to Optimus Prime, and Optimus Prime tries to take Megatron out. As he says here, this ends now, Megatron. But it never does it? Now, at this point, the beast within, he has a name, and I'll post that up for you. It's taken out Devastator, and it's taken out Bruticus. With one punch, he swipes them both. Kind of impressive. Now, Optimus Prime is coming up again to Megatron, and Megatron's going, we're retreating, like Megatron always does when things aren't going 100% his way. Now, as we can see, the beast is going for Menacer, and Menacer says, please, no. Not that this chap's listening. He grabs hold of him, and he tears him in half. That's the end, I would suspect, of him. Now, the Autobots at this point, what's left of them, are witnessing what's going on, and they're powerless to do anything about it. And unfortunately, now most of the Decepticons are out the way, this beast's attention is turned towards the Autobots. Prime stands there saying no. I don't see what that is actually going to do. And as we can see, Optimus Prime knows what's happening, and he calls out to this beast, I know you're in there, Grimlock, you must take control. And the other Autobots just look on, and inside you can see what's going on inside this creature's mind. Kill, kill, kill. And that's the end of part 1.